Call the meeting of the Board of Parks and Recreation Commissioners for June 21st order. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of Tuesday, May 17th.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Did I go too far here? Okay, first item on the agenda, memorandum of understanding between Public Works and Kansas City Parks and Recreation Department.
Yes, Commissioner, this is our annual MOU with Public Works, and Terry is here to answer any questions you might have. And also we have with us Jeff Martin, the Public Works Department.
Jeff, you want to come on up? So this is the agreement that we do annually with the Public Works Department, where we try and talk them into doing all of our work, and they try and talk us into doing all of their work. And in the middle is who does what. Primarily, in a real small nutshell, we take care of landscape on and off parks and boulevards, and Public Works takes care of hardscape on and off public boulevards and parkways. It goes a little deeper than that. We have a great agreement on snow removal. We follow your lead and help with plowing operations throughout the city. And thank you, Jeff, for coming out, but I figured you probably have to, this would be a good time to say whatever it is you have to say.
Sure, sounds good. So I would just like to thank Mark and Terry for working with us on this MOU. It's really, we're able to coordinate our services, realize some good efficiencies between the two departments, make sure we're not duplicating services, and really serve the citizens in the best manner possible, given the funding and the resources we have. So we really appreciate their effort to work with us on this and their cooperation with it, and your all's as well. So.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Are there any questions? Okay, do I hear a motion for approval of resolution number 30652?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Lease agreement with From Glory to Glory, Inc.
Yes, Commissioner, this is a continuation agreement with Glory. You can see dated back to 2011. Pretty much the same terms in the past. And if you have any questions, Terry would be glad to answer those.
Are there any questions?
We talked about it earlier.
Okay, hearing none, do I hear a motion for approval of resolution number 30653?
So moved. Oh, second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion's approved. Requesting approval to enter into a license agreement with Zona Rosa Development LLC.
Yes, Commissioners, this is a one-day agreement with Zona Rosa, which of course is the shopping area up in the Northland off of Berry Road and I-29. We did this last year as well. It's a youth sports festival that is a partnership between the Platte County Sports Commission and KC Parks and Recreation. It's on August 6th. Also, that happens to be the weekend where you can get your back-to-school merchandise, your shoes and your shorts and shirts and all that stuff without paying taxes. So it's a pretty busy place on Zona Rosa on that weekend. As you can see, they're helping us with the setup of the event, and we'll have guests from different sports franchises and a lot of booths for youth sports. Recommend approval.
Is this registration for the coming year, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, most definitely. If it's that time of the year, I mean, it's in August, so, football registration or fall baseball and things like that.
Okay, great.
So we have a lot of, not-for-profit groups that are up there.
Okay, any further questions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve resolution number 30654?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Memorandum of understanding with Kansas City Golden Gloves Association.
Yes, Commissioners, you have a memo in your packet from Roosevelt that spells out the details of this MOU with KC Golden Gloves Association, and I'll let Roosevelt tell you a little bit more about it.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
This is
a memorandum of understanding with Greater Kansas City Golden Gloves Association. They're going to provide some boxing program as part of their Golden Gloves program over at Garrison Community Center and Grant Class Community Center. They'll be responsible for actually providing that program. They'll provide some equipment, including a couple of boxing rings, as well as some gloves and other things that the youth will need. They'll also provide coaches who are volunteers as well. And in return, we'll provide the space for that. We'll help with marketing and any help that our staff might provide as well. This is a 2-year agreement, and hopefully this will go well.
When does all
And-
this, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And we have Chris Walden here, who's the president of Greater Kansas City Golden Gloves. Say a couple
Okay,
words.
Chris, please.
Yeah, thanks for consideration. I mean, we're excited about bringing amateur boxing to KCMO Parks and Rec, and we're here to support it. So it's kind of where we are. Very excited.
What kind of goal do you have for participants?
I think eventually we'd like to see 30 kids a night when the gym is open. That would be probably 2 to 3 nights a week.
What are your ages or age groups for this?
Starts at age 8 and goes up to age 40. So there are even opportunities for boxing beyond age 40, but Olympic qualification goes up to age 39.
And are we going to be covering liability insurance, or will Golden Gloves themselves have liability insurance?
Actually, Golden Gloves is a franchise. The insurance is through USA Boxing,
Okay.
which is a member of the USOC.
Sure.
And so the insurance policy for every other gym is everything's through USA Boxing.
Okay.
The facility will be insured, and then there's a insurance if they have an event. It's a sanctioned event with USA Boxing.
Okay.
We're going to cover fees for those things for the first year.
Is this an all year round?
Yeah, there's kind of a season to boxing, and that season would be, maybe like from January to about now.
Okay.
And then, fall, it kind of drops off a little bit. But there's events and training going on year-round.
Okay. That's good.
Golden Gloves has a tremendous history in Kansas City, and we're glad to be able to support it.
Absolutely.
And
That's
see it
great.
continue.
Yeah, Tony Schiaverini, who you may know,
Right.
is a vice president on our board.
Really?
And really, so our organization is going in a lot different direction the last several years, so we're excited. So this is a big part of it for us.
Okay,
Great.
good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Shirley.
Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion for approval of resolution number 30655?
So moved. Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. License for facility without concession agreement, Northland Rugby.
Yes, Commissioners, this is indicated, Northland Rugby, this is up at Hodge Park, and we have a pretty good relationship with Northland Rugby. Of course, they built a new field up there, and we would recommend approval of this agreement, and if you got any questions, Roosevelt is here to answer.
Yeah, Roosevelt.
Thank you. This is an agreement for use over at Hodge Park for fields 1 and 2. This will go through November 30th. They'll pay us $10 a field a day. In exchange, they'll also do some mowing and trash control and picking up trash. Yeah, they've been a great partner with us for quite a while. Northland Rugby has partnered with us on PIAC requests and really getting some improvements over at that park. So, happy to participate.
So they put some sweat equity into the
They put a lot of
development of
sweat,
these.
yes.
That's and an ownership. I think that's always important
Absolutely.
because that'll ensure the maintenance and care of the facility that we put in. Do we have an idea how many teams or how many participants?
I don't have that number off the top of my head right
Okay.
now, but we can find out.
No problem. Okay. Any other questions?
I've heard good things about them. Their season really is more into the fall, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Entertain a motion for approval of resolution number 30656.
So moved. Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roosevelt. Amendment number 2 with Kansas City Organics and Natural Market.
Yes, Commissioners, Amendment 2 with KC Organics dating back several years, and Terry's here to kind of work through the details and answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Good afternoon again. Just here to ask for an extension of an agreement that we've had for 11 years now with Kansas City Organic Market. And Peter Stoffker is here as well. He is the manager of the market. And they do a really good job of bringing in vendors of locally grown, locally harvested produce and other items that are created from that produce. And it's a very nice amenity that we are fortunate enough to have out at Minor Park. So this extends it through April of 2017. And if you have any questions, happy to answer those. Peter, do you have anything you'd like to say? Peter Stoffker of Kansas City Organic Market. Okay.
Good afternoon. A little warm out there these days for this time of year. We're hoping we can get through it without too much of a drought, but definitely appreciate the relationship. It's been a beautiful dynamic to be located in a park. We're actually under the trees on the grass versus hot black pavement as most farmers markets tend to operate. So if you might have any questions, or invite you to come out and visit.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Do I hear a motion for approval of resolution number 30657?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Klosterman and Club Market Sidewalk Cafe License.
Yes, Commissioners, this is one of our Sidewalk Cafe licenses. This one happens to be over on Broadway. We've got a memo in your packet from Forrest. And Sherry, you here to answer your questions on this one? Yes. Okay. So we recommend approval, and ask Sherry a question.
So is it just opening up?
It's actually, they had a soft opening right after the first of the year, January, February, but it's very new.
Is this a
It's
Scandinavian restaurant?
It's a Scandinavian
It is
restaurant.
Excellent.
It has a 4.9 out of 5 rating on Facebook, so whatever that means. But anyway, but it does look like it's going to be a nice addition to the neighborhood.
It's smorgasbord. It's unique to Kansas City. It's
I pass it every day going to south on Broadway, going to
really,
Westport.
really quite nice.
And it's got it's also offering an unusual liqueur that's native to Scandinavian countries, and I don't remember the name of it now, Ardbeg or something like that. But anyway, something
Swedish
unusual.
is very connected to it. Swedish, most of it, yeah.
We obviously have, they're just beginning to use the space this month in in June through the end of the year. And so that's why their fee is prorated for this year.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Do I hear a motion for approval of resolution number 30658?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Swope Park Blue River Connecting Trail, Transportation Alternatives.
Yes, Commissioners, this is an agreement with MoDOT for this trail in Swope Park. As you can see, the amount of the grant is $500, and then, of course, the matching money is the $167 from come from PIAC. We recommend approval, and if you have any questions, Travis is here to answer them.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, do I hear a motion for approval of resolution number 30659?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Shell Creek TIF Funding Award and Redevelopment Agreement.
Yes, Commissioners, 3 items in this agreement totaling $465,000. This was approved by the TIF Commission on June 8th. Then we actually entered into the agreement, the development agreement with the TIF Commission. And if you have any questions, Travis is glad to answer those.
Guess the only question I have is this separate and independent of our regular tree program?
Yes.
It is, okay.
That's nice.
TIF funds.
Mhm. Okay. Any other questions?
That's great.
Do I hear a motion for approval of resolution number 30660?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Citywide Playgrounds 2016 with Mega Industries, change order number 1.
Yes, Commissioners, as indicated in the memo from Travis, various accounts in several different locations, but it's all good park improvements and areas of playgrounds. If you have any questions, Travis can provide you with details.
Come on up, Travis. We're not going to get off that completely for you today. If you could kind of give us a little overview on what these projects are, if they're continuations or new projects, it'd be helpful.
Yeah, most of these, let's see, all of these are actually repairs on existing playgrounds. If you have new equipment going in at Oak Park, but then you also have the safety surfacing and sidewalk repairs that are going in up at Tiffany Hills Park, drainage and concrete work, safety surfacing. That's going to be pretty much the standard across all these repairs.
Great. So
This is good at Gillum. It was looking pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good point. Very gnarly. It's a good description of it.
Okay, thank you, Travis.
Travis, might as well stay up there.
Okay.
Next
Okay, do I hear a motion for approval of resolution number 30661?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Citywide parks and right-of-way improvements, change order number 2.
Similar to the last one, of course, this is one with D&D. It has a variety of locations. And Travis is here to answer your questions or provide any more detail you'd like to have.
This was the addition of the bear crawl steps over at the hillside slide up at the concourse, and then resurfacing of portions of Mill Creek, the trail at Mill Creek Park.
It's good to see the,
All of the trail.
good to see the Penn Valley Drive stone wall
Mhm.
repairs.
Good one there. A lot of miscellaneous.
Okay. Kessler Park.
Which was like,
Can you address the item I heard about the Kessler Park and the scenic byway? What's going on there? I know they took the balusters down and,
You mean the little reflectors on the
Yeah.
median?
Mhm.
They were just getting knocked down constantly, and we weren't sure if they were really serving a good purpose. We still have the plan where we have traffic on cars going eastbound one way.
okay.
I don't think it's had a big impact. I mean, dumping is not gone, but we think that might have been somewhat mitigated, the dumping. But the reason they just are not, they were little plastic posts is what
Right.
they were. They just plain wouldn't stay up there.
Okay. I didn't know if there was a safety issue involved with
Yeah,
that
there
or
is
not.
safety. I mean, it's, a stronger barrier would prevent the crossover, but then again, then that itself is a safety issue.
Mhm. Okay.
Too much of a temptation to tear down.
Right, okay. All right. Any other questions? Hearing none, do I hear a motion for approval of resolution number 30662?
So moved.
second?
Motion been made and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Gifts and contributions report.
Yes, Commissioners, 2 gifts, total of $700. I would recommend acceptance.
Any questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution number 30663. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Director's report.
Travis?
Jumping out of order, so I tidy up too soon. What you have before you is the summary of the Mamie Hughes Bridge repairs. You'll recall that the corners on the Mamie Hughes Bridge had the brick pavers in there. And brick pavers, beside breaking down over time, they also have a way of disappearing from this particular corner. Magically, we don't necessarily know how, but we took the opportunity to go ahead and improve the corners to meet the ADA requirements. You'll see the truncated dome tiles that were included in, and we use stamped concrete that's colored throughout, so that if it does receive a chip or something, it maintains that color throughout the concrete, but tends to last, tends to stay in place a little longer, a little harder to pry out, so. But we expect the striping and so forth to be wrapped up by the end of the week, so hopefully that'll be ready to roll.
Excellent.
Heidi?
Good afternoon. We are coming off a couple of really heavily event-filled weeks and some really super hot days as well, hot events. But we had the Dragon Boat Festival and Races on Brush Creek on the 11th of June, and we did not win again, so that was unfortunate. But I think we came in third. The Blazing Paddles of the Kansas City Parks and Rec. And what happened to you?
So depressing. I lost my sister.
Well, we missed you.
I missed it. I'm so mad. Are you kidding?
It's all right. We'll be right back at it next year.
I love it.
The next day, we had the City of Fountains bike tour, which we do in partnership with the Kansas City Cycling Club, and we had about 300 people ride in that, and had began and ended in Washington Square Park, and then a portion of proceeds from that will go toward the City of Fountains Foundation, so it is somewhat of a fundraiser for our fountains. Also in Washington Square Park, just a few days later, we have Flag Day ceremony, which we do at the Missouri Korean War Veterans Memorial, and that was very, very nice event as well. And then 2 days later, right back at it at the National World War I Museum on the North Lawn on the hottest day of the year so far. We had our second Feast of Fountains, and thank you for coming out, Commissioner Judy. She trooped in with 3 children, a stroller, and went up the back hill, down the hill.
Then we rode the streetcar.
Rode the streetcar.
Like it was Disneyland.
Yeah. With the
But we
giant
didn't
snow
have an
cones. But that was a fun event. It was pretty well attended, considering particularly it was right out there in no shade on the backside of the Liberty Memorial, and it was 100 degrees. So we have our next one coming up on July the 14th, and we'll be traveling north, and that will be at the Northland Fountain at Anita Gorman Park. So there are trees there. That should help a lot, I think. This past weekend, the Variety Club KC Playground opened up. And Tiffany Hill.
Nice. Very nice.
Yes, I wasn't unable to attend, but it looked like it was a great turnout and a great event, and got really good media coverage as well. So that is terrific. And then, of course, this morning we had the 21st birthday party for the Children's Fountain. And again, a really nice event. We unveiled the new appreciation plaque for the donors for the renovations, and had children from the Garrison Community Center and the Greg Kleist Community Center come out and sing happy birthday. And we did have birthday cake. There's some left over there at the coffee bar if you didn't get enough or any.
That was a really cute idea.
It's a wonderful idea. Oh, I like it.
Thank you. We're thrilled to have the kids come out, and they seem to really enjoy it as well. So this Friday, we are starting the Art in the Park event down at Islas Davis Park that we do in partnership with the Municipal Arts Commission. So there'll be some four art installations that will be in the park through September, and then every Friday at the end of June, July, August, and September from 11:30 to 1:30 at the last Friday of the month, we will be doing actually some performance art. So, and food trucks, of course, will be there, so you can come down and eat and watch the artists and enjoy the art installations. So that is this Friday from 11:30 to 1:30, and we're going to have a theatrical collective, We Are the Landscape, perform the Festival of the Sun. Sounds exciting. And then on Sunday, the Kansas City Museum concert series begins, their summer concert series, and that is Sunday evening at 4 o'clock. And then we do have another fountain dedication, or the rededication of the Block Fountain, right there in front of Union Station, and that will be on the 30th of June at 10:30 in the morning. So we'll be getting some more information to you out about that shortly.
That all looks really nice down there.
Isn't that nice?
It
The
is.
plaza down there, yeah.
It's almost like, oh, I would need to see a photo of what it was like before.
I
to really
forgot
like-
already what it looked like before.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't
Before
even
and
tell you
after.
when we were looking up from up top, but it's current state.
I totally forgot that you could turn in there
Yeah, you
where the
almost
plaza
forgot
is.
there used to be a road.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
You actually turned into the parking lot there where that was.
Yeah,
I
the road
completely
turned
forgot.
into grass.
Yeah, I know, that's why I need a image, a before
The
image.
the one thing you might, I mean, as Heidi mentioned, the dedication to the 30th, but I'll tell you what really looks good
Yeah.
is at night.
Night.
It's got LED lighting in it now, so it has colors associated with it. And so if you get down there at night, it's operating. We're just waiting on the, I guess, the formal dedication.
The official dedication and the unveiling of the clock
The clock.
in
yeah,
the
clock
plaza will
hasn't
be
gone
part
up.
of that as well.
Oh, the tall clock?
The tall
They
clock,
moved
yeah.
it
Where
out
is
to the
it?
plaza. It
In
used to
that
be
plaza.
back.
Into the middle.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Used to be right back by the front of the station.
I feel like that whole project happened pretty dang quick.
Happened fast, yeah.
Mhm.
That was a design build job.
Mhm.
And had a pretty, fast time schedule.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Terrence has 2 young students to introduce.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Thank you.
We have 2 interns with us. They've been with us for about 3 weeks now. And before I introduce them, I'd like to make a statement. I've worked with them for about a week now, and they are truly impressive. They're bright, sharp, and willing to do just about anything you ask them to do. So we're really fortunate to have these 2. So the selection committee really did a good job with these 2 students here. We have here Elizabeth Peoples, and she's from the University of Missouri, and Jared Benson, and he's from Northwest Missouri State. And if you would have them, I would like them to come up and talk to you briefly about their major, as well as the project they'll be doing this summer for Parks and Recreation.
Fantastic.
That's great.
Please.
Hello again, my name is Elizabeth Peoples. First of all, my major is probably the longest major that Mizzou has. It's Parks, Recreation, and Tourism with an emphasis in Natural Resource Recreation Management. Yeah, try fitting that on the yeah. So my project is actually going to be playground safety. I was writing my project proposal today, and I realized I think I'm going to be able to go to every single playground within our whole system, and I'll rate each one. I have a scale of A through F of a passing grade. It's literally a grade card. We go through everything. And I've talked to Richard Allen also and a whole bunch of other professionals about what the department wants to see on that report. So we're going to have different things from the whole report itself, but also the vendor that is the playground material, the material that is actually the safety surface, because we're looking to convert most of the playgrounds to the bouncy stuff.
Sure.
And we're also looking at other just things around the park to see if any of that affects the playground. So do you have any questions?
Do you need
about
child
this?
volunteers?
We'll volunteer some.
I'm gonna lend them out.
Free babysitting, are you?
My nanny is done August 1st, so.
Yeah, we can have them test it out if you want to put your kids up to that.
They've been to, and I kind of take it upon myself, so.
Yeah, but yeah, I will be swinging and testing the playgrounds out.
Is part of your study accessibility, handicap
Yes.
accessibility?
Yes, that is
Okay.
also going to be another factor that I'm going to be reviewing.
That's awesome.
Fantastic,
So you
fantastic.
thought of that yourself?
Well, I had a little bit of help from Colby Biswell. He kind of said, you know what, since he's fairly new, he still needs to learn his district. So I'm doing South first, and then I'm working my way to the other districts.
Okay, cool.
It's going to be nice to have an objective,
I mean,
new
seriously,
eye
someone
looking at it for the first time.
preconceived
Because
notion.
sometimes we don't see the forest for the trees. And we really appreciate your report and look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
I would like
Thank you.
to, so on the safety piece, I'm
Yeah.
one thing, I'm kind of like Mary Jane. We've been to a lot of the playgrounds around town, which we enjoy.
Mhm.
Some of them, there's the park, the playground itself is perfect, and then the question is approaches to the park. So are there crosswalks in the streets
Right.
that are leading to the playground or the park, or is there appropriate lighting such that if you know,
Mhm.
it's the middle of the night, or I mean, not that a kid would be out there in the middle of the night, but
Mhm.
who would be out there in the middle of the night when there's not light? So
Yeah.
bad people. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to
yeah.
see what you all report as well.
And it definitely includes even shading, so
Oh,
how
of
hot the
course.
equipment gets and everything.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slides. Yeah. And swing seats.
We have specific colors that work and that don't.
Where's your home?
North of the river,
Oh, yes.
152 and I-29.
You sniffed it out.
Northland.
The great attitude and everything, I just knew.
Do you know my father?
Thank you so much. Lucky.
Hello, I'm Jared Benson. I have a degree from Northwest Missouri State in Recreation and Wellness, and for my projects, I'll be helping to put together the program guide, and then later on in August, I'll be helping coordinate the field day event.
Cool.
Any questions?
What?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Would that be you, sir?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh,
Thank you.
I didn't have to ask this time, another Northland.
We've got two Northland
Yeah.
people. Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, well, thank you very much.
We're glad y'all are here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We look
Cool.
forward to your
Glad you're all
assistance.
here.
and,
And the field day, for sure.
Thanks, Terrence.
Really impressed by your enthusiasm, so thank you very
Yeah,
much.
that's a lot. Glad to have you here.
Okay, I see nothing here for public hearing. Calendar review.
Yes, a couple things.
Oh, yeah.
The Friends of the Zoo has their June board meeting tomorrow afternoon, and then on Thursday morning, Starlight Theater board meeting, 7:30.
7:30.
And we're meeting today, so we're going to, it's okay, we'll go ahead and cancel the board meeting for the 28th of June. And that would bring us back to our next board meeting on July 12th. There's a Platte County Parks Partners that next day. And then the National War Museum has the Building Grounds Committee. Mary Jane, of course, provides the leadership on that particular committee at 3:30 on the 21st. And then got the next board meeting on the 26th, Starlight board meeting on the 28th. I might mention something else as well. Didn't show up on the calendar, but tomorrow afternoon, the City Council P&Z Committee is meeting at 1:30 to consider the adoption of the changes to the Major Street Plan. This is, of course, chaired by Councilman Scott Taylor.
So it's on the agenda, going to stay on the agenda.
It's going to stay on the agenda. From all indications and conversations we've had with members of the committee, and of course there's 5 members of the committee, this should go fine tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
What time? again?
It's at 1:30 now. The one thing I would mention, the first 3 items on this agenda all deal with a development at 1724 Madison Avenue,
Yep, that was.
which is a multi-use development plan, which is residential in nature, that is probably going to take a good couple hours,
Yep.
according to Jeff Williams from the City Planning Department. So that's probably going to take, there again, which means...
It's first?
It's first.
At 1:30.
So we should be at 3 o'clock or somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
I'd hate to predict. I know that according to Jeff, this has a lot of testimony associated with it because there's varying viewpoints on this project.
And
I
they
don't know
got
the
pushed
tech-
back from the previous hearing, right? They had,
Yes.
they tried to
There's been
testify
quite a bit
before.
of discussion on this. And
Right.
since it has a lot of discussion and they have a lot of testimony, it just simply takes time. So I'd hate to predict, but I do know that it's going to take quite some time. And then you've got a couple consent items that are probably pretty short in nature. And then, of course, the item that I made reference to earlier was held in committee. So this could be, I mean, it could be 3, it could be 5:30 as well. I mean, you just don't know, I mean, sometimes. So if anybody, Commissioner would like to be there, we could, we could try to
Guesstimate.
Guesstimate, yeah.
Mhm.
But that's probably the best I can offer at this time. I
That's
know
a-
staff will be there, and you don't know for sure, but I feel like I think we're going to be okay.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's,
if you get an indication that it's coming up within a half hour or so.
Yeah,
You
you might be
might
able to
text
do
us and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then if
Absolutely.
we
We'll make
can.
a run.
so would anybody, who'd like to be notified then?
I definitely.
Because I'm right downtown, too. I
Okay.
can be down
Okay. Well, we'll make a point if I think it's getting close to the point. If we can, we'll try to predict the best we can. We'll let you all know.
Very good.
Is that on 10?
Or if there's any indication that there may be something, any sort of,
Hiccup.
right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really probably the bigger question. It's on the 26th floor is where it is. So it's in the council chambers is the location. So,
I'll be down there for a impact fee meeting.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know, if something comes up, I'll be glad to stay.
Okay, we'll try to keep you posted, and anyway, that's tomorrow. Also, got a copy of a press release that Anna Marie sent out. I think this is probably already in the email system, but there's a hard copy of it for you. This is the Casey Museum Open House that is scheduled for the 29th, 6 to 7:30. And this is a continuation of our series of public meetings to share with the public what is going on in the design process. And I think the last time Anne Marie gave the board update is probably a couple, 3 weeks ago. So you've seen most of this, at least the visuals. And the other part of this is an update on the strategic plan and the business plan. And those are both getting close to being completed. Not quite there yet, but they're getting really close. So this is kind of spelled out the details. And it's a drop-in event, open house, which means you can come anytime between 6 and 7:30, and the same bit of information will be there. So there's no, formal presentation per se. And there again, that's on the 29th. 2020.
Oh, no.
29th. Yeah, next week is when that is. So I think that pretty well wraps it up.
I'll mention one more thing on the calendar report, since we aren't meeting before July 8th at the museum Teddy Bear Picnic.
Oh, yeah.
Now, not everybody remembers Big John and Little Sparky and Buster Brown, but I do, and Teddy Bear Picnic was a big part of that, so that is something for seniors to really enjoy and kind of reminisce about and teach our grandkids about. So, with that being said, no other business, we're adjourned. Thank you.